Absolutely, and I get that feedback all the time. We're at a situation in this sector where they obviously can't find enough support workers to put in front of clients. So it's huge growth, and we've got quite a lot of unmet need out there in the sector. So I'm contacted weekly from NDIS providers that are actually asking me, have you got any students? Can you promote my organisation to the students?
Look, there's lots of different things you could say on this. There's lots of different advantages. The first one is you kind of get to try and buy, so you actually get to see someone in an environment which you can observe them, and they're there to learn, and we're there to see what their capacity is. And that try to buy is pretty good.
I did. I was actually employed just after I finished placement. So yeah, they were already talking to me about jobs and rosters before I had finished placement. So that was a thrill because I loved working there.
Yeah, I usually, on average, am getting about a 70% employment rate, and that's because the service providers and the organisations that we are delivering students to are willing and ready to accept them as employees, and it's a nice symbiotic relationship, you know.
We do talk to them on a regular basis, and then sort of once we receive quite the extensive amount of feedback from a lot of the other staff that they're working with, we will then either look at possible employment with us if we get good feedback. If the student is engaging, that's probably one of the most important aspects of when they are doing their training, that they are, doing the hands-on work and they're getting in there and giving it a really good go.
The reality is that while this is an industry that's massively in demand for great workers, we want our students to turn into great workers. And because of that, employers trust us. And because of that, 90-95% of our students are within a job within 2 weeks of completing placement. And during COVID, when they contacted us and said, well, obviously we can't take students at the moment, it's high risk, they were prepared to simply interview our students and offer employment, because they knew that after the 120 hours they were going to offer employment to 90% of them anyway, so they were happy to offer employment to our students. So I think there's certain benefits in building that long-term relationship with an organisation, tailoring to their needs, understanding their needs, and approaching this with a sound ethical framework.
We engage them at least once a quarter to come in and have a talk to our staff during our staff meetings, and that gives them the opportunity to talk about the advantages of being skilled and upskilled. We have a process where we say to our staff, well, as soon as you've got your certificate, then your pay goes up as well. So that's nice to see.
Oh yes, and I get that feedback all the time, because of course it's a more dynamic environment, so they get to know other people other than say one support worker, and they get all the value of that students' experiences and sense of humour and leisure activities, and I think it expands the horizon, and they love that added attention, that sense of fun that you have when there's more than one person there. So I think yes, a lot more can be achieved with NDIS participants achieving their goals when they've got two people working to support them to achieve them.
I think generally our clients like the idea of seeing people coming through, especially the young people that have decided to do the Cert 3. They like that, the young people with a bit of a buzz and want to do something different outside of the standard sort of stuff. They bring with them other skills as well. It's not just the Cert 3. They might have skills they may be participating in a sport, or they may have some sort of hobby that they can bring that to the workplace as well, and we embrace that. So generally the feedback is very, very good.
we have had a really, really good response from a lot of our clients. Yeah, I've always had really positive feedback from the clients in respect to how the students have gone. We always do check in with the clients just to ensure that they're happy, and if they could provide us with any input, and never really received anything negative. So it was always good.
Absolutely. I think they bring some new and fresh ideas. They bring their energy, confidence, and just a general, enthusiasm for the studies that they've been doing and what they've been learning.
Generally, the students that we do have that have come through have always wanted to work in the sector, and so they have that passion and that drive, to continue and to move forward and work with the clients.
Service providers get a great benefit from students because they get an employment opportunity, and they can sort of try before they buy, if you like that description. They are looking for quite particular people for their clients. I know that when I'm working in the industry, the clients I get to look after are sort of hand-picked by my organisation, for my personality, my style, and that's what most disability organisations are looking for. So they're looking for personality matches and skills that are particular to each individual client.
Look, there's a lot of benefits. I suppose number one is that you create a kind of buddy system so that when someone comes on as a student placement, then we will allocate a staff member that will normally be their buddy or mentor as it goes through the process. And there's some great friendships that are in these situations. They're not the supervisor, they're working hand in glove together to undertake the job, and it does form some great relationships. But what it also does is it gives some of our support workers that kind of supervisory skill that they need to progress themselves. So when they come to a performance review with me, they'll say, look, I supervise 5 or 6 different trainees during the time, and this is what I've done to enhance my skills as a supervisor or a coordinator.
Absolutely. It sort of gives us a bit more experience in dealing with new staff and the students that come through, sort of helping them, with if they've got any questions and things like that, and just sort of helping them along as well. So it's good for us too.
It's been a really good experience for them as well, because they're the ones that are doing that buddy training and supporting hands-on with the clients. So it's also helped them provide or have that sense of being able to help and help someone through their journey as well.
Yeah, look, that's a complicated one, isn't it? So we don't want to be saying that people just do it for the money. That's definitely not my idea with all this. Obviously it works within our business plan, and it's business focused as well. So those people that come to us early on in a traineeship, we're able to take over that traineeship and obviously receive the incentives from the government, and that's a good win-win situation, and we're able to work with that person in their training, utilising our own documentation instead of, say, some of the training modules they might be doing may not be particular to our organisation or even our state. So it's kind of that bit as part of the business plan.